Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
I just think that also because I don't know if you noticed, but that the Livestrong Corporation, like it continued. Like Lance was utterly disgraced. And they were like, "Yeah, but we're still raising money for cancer. Like you can't turn us down."
Yeah, they're like, "No, we're cool with you, but we just gotta get rid of your boy."
Yeah, the utter shame. Well, speaking of shame, we should introduce the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, fantastic guest, and a guest that's I was asking him what he wanted for his intro. He gave it to me. I didn't like it, so I'm tossing it out.
All right.
This is a guy I remember.
Noah, it's story time. Ready? Here we go.
I remember Noah's first set. I was there.
Oh,
I was there at the Loft.
He was
at the Loft Ensemble, Studio City, and Noah wore this bullshit jacket on stage. It was this terrible red, like Ruby
a Michael Jackson,
slipper,
like a beaded
Ruby
jacket,
slipper,
like sequin.
Oh hell yeah!
Dude,
all right,
so bright, and his friends were there, and he killed. But it was like obviously your friends are all here. I was there with Trevor Smith, but since then Noah has gone on to become this awesome comic, and every time
regardless
I see him,
of the jacket,
better, regardless of the jacket, the choice of jacket, and even having the friends there to back him up, he's just such a good comic. And he actually is a very strong actor. He was in a little project that I've been working on for some time now, and that'll come out.
Yeah, Nick has been teasing this project
for a long time.
Fuck This Place for a long time.
I'm pretty sure I know the title of it. The title is going to be "What I Do If I Had Money," so that'll come out next year. So Noah's going to be in that.
What I do if I had $2,400.
But he also recorded his first album, so be on the lookout for that. Ladies and gentlemen, with us today, my good buddy Noah Copfer. Noah, what is up, my guy?
Thanks for having me, bro. It's so funny you bring that up. You were at my first set, and that jacket, my mom will text me every now and then and be like, "Why don't you wear that jacket on stage anymore?" I'm like, "Well, that's the quickest way to tell people that I'm bad at comedy."
Absolutely. Yeah.
The more you dress up, unless you're John Mulaney, the more you dress up, the more
you're
I'm
fucked.
like, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah, I do love. Oh man, it is great when you get everyone has them like in your mind, the like open mic guys that just decide like I'm a suit guy now. And you're like, you're not. I don't think that. I don't even know what kind of guy you are, and so suit is a huge leap. I don't know if I can trust you with my
at an open mic too. At an open mic, if a guy shows up in a suit, I'm like, you don't know how this works
at all. No one is. I mean, people already don't like you, and they're really not going to like you now.
They're going to hate you now. Yeah.
We should jump into our first segment, otherwise we're going to devolve into fashion nonsense. Noah, the first segment we do on every podcast is a segment that we actually call "Fuck This Place?" where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. And you're originally from Tucson, is that correct?
Arizona? I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona, yeah.
So we have pulled 3 posts from the Tucson Craigslist.
Oh, shit.
We've done some exploring, yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the title to 3. You're going to pick one that's like absolutely not, fuck that place, I would never even bother. Then we'll look at the other 2 and decide if we would work there or not. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So fuck this place. Possibility number 1 is, where are Tucson's inside sales reps? ? Title number 2 is, get paid to mine crypto from home or business. You could be a professional wearing a suit. And then post number 3 in all caps, I should say, is sell gold clad bars. So which of the 3 is an obvious no? Inside sales. Well, where are Tucson's inside sales? Getting paid to mine crypto from home or business, or selling gold clad, I think that's an important word, bars. Which one's like an automatic no?
I would say definitely the first one, because if they can't even find the inside reps, I don't know what sneaky thing is going on here. If I'm going to join a business 100%. That has no
you got no leads. You have no leads on sales reps.
Those are the people that Google you.
Right. And like sales reps are the people who get you leads. So then clearly you have 0 sales reps. You can't even find sales reps that have friends. So
yeah, you're like, do you know anybody? It almost feels like you shouldn't be asking. Like, and you know, the sales reps are. It's like, have you been here yet? Has anybody talked to you about talking about sales reps? We don't do that here. You go straight to the tops of the corporation. We don't do that.
You become CEO within 6 months. Okay, straight into get paid to mine crypto from home or business. There are 3 pictures with the ad before the text begins. Picture number 1 is I don't know what I would expect the pictures to be. I kind of thought the pictures were going to be like stock photography of like, you know, when you see stock photography that's just like clearly just like concepts, like it's a hand that's holding like a building, you know?
Right. And it's got like the watermarks. Oh, it's majority watermarks.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And there's money, there's money signs too, but it's more watermarks than money signs. Anyway, that's not this. This is a picture with the flash on of
very important detail.
I think so. There's a regular brown box, and out of it comes well, what looks like, honestly, you know, the black boxes that go in airplanes that they say keeps the flight log. That's what I imagine it looks like. It's just like this black rectangle, and
or the battery pack for like a Halloween like smoke machine.
Oh yeah.
Or this whole box has a vibe like my dad opened this up in the garage and was like, yeah, your old Sega's in here. You pull out, I'm like, that's not a Sega, Dad. And he's like, yeah, it's a Sega. Like, I think it's a car battery. And he's like,
this could go to a car, a refrigerator, or something. There's no telling what this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
your mom wanted me to save this.
She asked me. She said, I'm pretty sure this is his old Nintendo.
Yeah, this is old Nintendo. Don't throw it out. He's gonna get mad. He might still need it. And we got a big fight. Anyways, take it back to LA with you, Nick.
that's his Nintendo Game Boy. Put it in your backpack.
Could you use one of these? I don't even know what it's for. So no.
And then there is some text on the side, and this is why you know we're in the future and not in 1992 with a Sega Genesis. It says rack hotspot miner v2.0, and there is a QR code just in case you need to know what the fuck's going on. You want a virus immediately on your phone.
That one button is very ominous. It's like, you signed up for this, press the button.
That's correct. There are 2 plugs. One looks like maybe like an HDMI port or something, and the other one is fat, dude. Like this is this is like it is square. Like it is.
You know what it looks like right now? It looks like a space station in Star Wars, and that's like the docking bay
for like a robot. If you shrink it down. I was going to say that like,
go ahead, Chase.
No, you go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that's where you plug in your Ghostbusters like gun.
Yeah. It's as thick as like a baby's arm. This is a big hole.
Yeah, it's not Miner 49er. It's the hotspot miner. It's the new ghost that they're looking for.
There's that one quiet, ominous button. Like you press this button, one person will die, one will not. Your choice. Whoa.
Yeah, and it is. But it's also unassuming because it's not a color. The button is just black. It like everything else, matte black. A very strange thing. Also, there are some instructions, or it looks like the cover of some instructions, and the instructions are, I would say, no more illuminating than the box itself. It's just clear that it needs to be plugged in, right? Like it's just like, hey, there's a plug, electricity, plug it.
Yeah, I like how it's just the step 1 and everything else is hidden. All of this feels like you're getting something started. You won't know how to stop.
That
the one button that you plug it in, that's like plug it in, press the button, and
it never comes unplugged. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's picture number 1, and it's just sitting on top of a box. It looks kind of like you would want a product. Like it's clear that this is trying to be staged like a product photo or something, but it also looks like someone took this picture against like a white wall in their basement for some reason. Yeah. So anyway, that's picture number 1. Picture number 2 is what appears to be more details on this black box, but no more information, right?
It's giving measurements as if that would solve any question that
as I like. That is the reason that I'm scared.
Right. Oh, the cube from Hellraiser. Oh, okay. Now I see.
Oh, the cube from Hellraiser.
I don't want to know what it does. What are the dimensions on it? I mean, just
just ballpark 92 millimeters long is how. 68.3 millimeters wide and 57 millimeters. I don't even know how tall that is, but that doesn't sound short.
No.
No.
Dude, this sounds like you could tell me this could fit my hand, or it's a building. I wouldn't know. I don't know what that is.
It is. Okay, so it's 3.6 inches. Okay, so that's like it's of a size. It's not nothing. But yeah, again, it could grow. We don't know. And yeah, there's more plugs than we saw before. But again, none of them have any clarity. Like honestly, I have more confusion because it looks like this is the same plug, maybe like an HDMI or something like that. But then the other plug is a totally different shape. It's like skinnier than it was, but still wider.
Yeah.
It looks like a guitar amp or something.
Yeah. The other plug is from that movie Serenity. It's like it's from like a spaceport.
Yeah, it does look like it honestly looks like a coaxial cable, maybe like for like a modem or something. Or a spaceport, or the thing you put in the back of your head in the Matrix. So,
that's crypto.
Crypto is gold threaded holes.
It's terrifying to me that the more we're seeing of this, the farther away from the answers we're getting.
Which I think that's the theme with crypto, isn't it? I feel like the more you hear about it, the less you understand. Okay, so picture number 3 is just words, and it says the Internet of Things, IoT, which is I've seen that before. That's a thing. And then it says over 8.4 billion devices or things connect to the internet. I don't really know if that is what they mean by Internet of Things, but anyway, it is currently a $800 billion industry. In the next 5 years, industry is predicted to grow to a $3 trillion industry with 7 to 80 billion devices.
So I feel like a graphic design would have helped them a lot instead of making it look like a PowerPoint slide I made in middle school.
Correct. In the aughts.
Yeah, for
it's like we need the main idea.
Panic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's correct. I wish, I agree that I would like to see some better graphic design here, but based off the previous images, I'm not really sure images or information via visuals is their thing.
Yes, very good point. Very good point.
So that's the 3 pictures, and the text begins, and it says, now, we're in the middle of a conversation here. Now you can get paid a month. It's like we just turn the TV on and the ad begins. Now you can get paid a monthly income just for having this crypto miner in your home or business. And it says helium miners are like little money machines. They work in the background 24/7 and pay you money every 2 weeks.
Oh, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, this is crazy.
If you want your own helium miner that pays you ongoing monthly income every month, then read this carefully because you won't find this opportunity just anywhere.
I mean, this just sounds like fucking mob shit where it's like, leave it in your house and it'll give you money. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Plug it in. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Just put it in your trunk. Okay.
Yeah. I was going the other way. I was like, this guy's like, the miners, they crawl into my ears and that's where they get all the gold. They come back out and that's how we get paid.
That's correct.
Come to the mine with me. It's in Sweden. Yeah,
it could be dark or it could be fun. It could be frivolous. I agree that it's really one of the two, and we're on a razor's edge right now. I also like that this person has just told us on Craigslist, which I work hard for this podcast. I really do. But I did not search for a ton of time to find a post about mining crypto. So finding this opportunity just anywhere, it appears to me that I am probably the definition right now of just anywhere, right? Craigslist for Tucson, Arizona is pretty much just anywhere,
Yeah.
So I do think I found this opportunity just somewhere. Besides making money from your own machine, now you can also get paid to refer people. Here we go. Multi-level marketing to get their little money machines. And when you do, get paid a percentage every month off of their machines. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic Mary Kay scheme. This is an incredible opportunity. And you start by first learning how to get your own helium miner. You got to stop saying helium miner. I think, right. And I know that this, we briefly touched on crypto, I think on our last podcast, Nick, or a recent one.
Yeah.
And I do think that crypto's got a real branding problem. Helium miner. What are you talking about? Helium? It's a rare element. We're running out of it anyway.
We're just using it to make our voices higher or whatever.
Yeah, it's the goofiest element. Pick cobalt or something. It sounds firmer. Anyway,
the cobalt miners.
Helium is a gas. Like by definition, it takes the form of whatever shape you put it in. So it could be, it's too pliable. Anyway, then the ad continues, just click the reply button at the top of this page and send me your email address. That to me sounds already like I'm scared. This helps because sometimes Craigslist messaging goes into spam.
Send me.
That's not true. This makes me so mad because this person, number one, doesn't know how crypto works. And number two, doesn't know how the fucking internet works, because Craigslist messaging goes into spam. If I am going to send you my email address, I'm doing that through Craigslist, which is going to go into spam. You don't know how to get my email. I don't know how to get my helium miner into my goddamn house. Anyway. I will send you step 3. I will send you the link where you can sign up for your helium crypto miner.
Oh, big brain. You know what this might be? This person was roped into this, and this is them casting their web of being like, oh, well, I'll get other people to sign up. Yes. I'll get paid that way.
Yeah. They're cursed by the miners in their head.
Yeah.
And then in order to be free of the curse, they have to pass it on to 5 people.
Right. Yeah. So
it's
you
like
think
an old chainmail.
Yeah. You think they're like real scared while they're writing this? How scared do you think they are while they're doing this? Do you think this is their last resort?
Considering the amount of all caps we're about to get into, I'm going to say, I'm not sure how much they've held onto their bowels.
Yeah. Those little miners and the little pickaxes are like getting closer. Like, he can hear it. It's like haunting him. It's like
getting closer and closer to his dick.
Closer and closer. Yeah.
He bought a headlamp from the store and he doesn't even know if he needs it yet or not. He's like, the miners are coming and I want to see him first.
I want to see him first. Yeah, he's always checking the mirror with his headlamp on. And then the person continues, here's everything you get when you use the special link I will send you. In all caps, this list: how to get your helium miner, free training to maximize earnings, affiliate program, share with others for royalties on their mining, exclusive Facebook group with the latest updates. They can't even be on Discord. This person doesn't know anything about the future of the internet. They're still using Facebook groups. And then it says support like nowhere else. See, again, I don't have to think you have an understanding of where things are in space or time, because this opportunity is just somewhere. A Facebook group is not nowhere else. It's on Facebook. And I bet you I could get into it. I bet you I could find it and I could get into it. So that's the post. Oh, wait, the compensation box does say $500 to $2,500 a month. That's it.
That's a huge range.
Huge. Yeah. That's, I mean,
I want to go back to the picture because it is I agree with you, Chase. It's very much bordering the line between the first one, between professional and terrifying. Like the lighting it's like talking to a person and you don't realize right away that they're insane. They just, and then you look close.
Open mic.
Yeah, exactly. And you look and you're like, oh, this is hiding something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that the flash is our key here, because this person clearly knows to put a backdrop behind an object, right? But they also don't know anything about lighting from multiple sources, right? They could have just had the one swinging lamp they have on in their basement. They could have turned that on.
Right.
This is the headlamp light.
And use the headlamp light they're using for the miners, and then maybe added the flash or no flash, and this would have come out with a little bit less relief in the back here, just that little edge, that crispness that shows me that you're in a dark room taking this picture. and I'm more afraid of the miners now.
Yeah. I'll go first. I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this. So I don't know. I don't understand crypto. I don't. That's a good preface. Yeah. I was talking to Jason Webb the other day, friend of the pod. He was trying to explain NFTs to me after Chase tried to explain NFTs to me. I don't know what anything happening on the internet is right now. I'm going to blow my fucking brains out if that takes over, because I got nothing. I don't know how to survive in that world. I don't know if there's a delivery truck I can drive in that world.
Well,
so I don't know anything. I don't want anything to do with that. So I'm out of anything crypto. This guy, like you said, borderline, like more creepy. I'm thinking I'm gonna show up this guy 20 minutes into our conversation. I realize he doesn't even have eyelids. Not that he hasn't been blinking. He doesn't have eyelids.
Yeah. Well, the miners took him.
Yeah, they took him. And they said they'll give him back to him at a later date. They're not giving him back. But I'm saying, so I want nothing to do with this on not only a real life talking to another man level and the internet level. I'm out.
Okay, I would say that I am just a little combination of forward thinking and stupid to think, I'm not saying I would reach out to this person, but I'm saying there's a world where I would think about this longer than I should. Like I would be like, well, what if it was just 500 a month? I mean, just even 500, but my guess is you have to buy this fucking helium thing. That's where I would get one conversation in, one email. I'd use my burner email, just to send something and be like, what do we got going on? And then we find out immediately that it's a $6,000 helium, a trope or whatever it's called. And then I'm out. So I think I would entertain this for too long, but I would send me at least on another spiral on like, what this is the thing that makes me mad is when people do things like, there's an $800 billion industry. And it's like, listen, pal, I'm not that $800 billion industry. You're not that $800 billion industry. Like if someone's like, oh, e-commerce is I don't know, it's probably an $800 billion industry. Most of that's Amazon. You can maybe get your piece of the pie, right? Like maybe you can sell some t-shirts, whatever the fuck. But in the end, that figure does not mean much to me or you. So I would Google this. I would Google Internet of Things for a long time, but in the end, I'm gonna say fucking no. But this person has fundamentally altered my life in some way already.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I would definitely say no because I know myself, and that's if I got a little curious, it would get carried away. They would find out too much about me, and then it would take over my whole life. Like those movies where they get wrapped up with the mob and all of a sudden they're in charge. That would be me because I would reach out. They would find out my email, my phone number. They have information on me, and I'd be like, well, now I'm tied to them. Like, and it would just evolve into me, assassinating people. And I'd be like, the miners are coming, and I don't know how I got here.
For sure. Or you get one of those things, and they're like, oh yeah, in order to be in, you got to do the same thing like a mob. Like this computer is going to kill somebody, or like there's going to be some real bad, some like, oh, we traded nuclear warheads on your server, dude. So you're kind of like, you're kind of stuck.
I'd rather it was clear with all the bad news than be vague. Being too vague just terrifies me, and I don't like that. Like whatever that is, like I'm like a wild lizard that you're trying to give water to. I'm like, I don't like anything vague. Just be upfront. That doesn't make any sense.
No. I mean, no. Actually, it does make sense, especially in Los Angeles, because people will try to follow lizards on trails. They'll be like, "Hey, lizard, you need water?" It's like, it's a lizard, dude. Lizard doesn't trust you, so don't try. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna say fuck this place. Post number 2 is, and I think this is honestly might be the same guy. It says sell gold clad bars, and this actually says Tucson. I don't know. This is on the. Oh no, yeah, this is Tucson. Great.
No, dude, I thought those were Pokemon cards. Man,
no, dude, gold clad bars. Okay, so we got 5 pictures. We're gonna breeze through them. Picture number 1 is it's exactly what you think when you think of like, on TV, like like my grandma used to watch the Hallmark Channel, and I'm sure Fox News has this a lot too, where they're just like, invest in gold, and for some reason they always come in like it's like a gold bar, and it looks like it's in a Pokemon sleeve,
right?
A card sleeve, and the picture is of an embossed eagle with the Statue of Liberty's arm and the fucking flag, and the next one says United States of America, the land of the free, and it doesn't even.
That's how you know it's fake. They couldn't even trademark the whole saying.
They could not.
It's just the land of the free. Period.
Yeah, they could not say, "Give me you're tired, you're poor, you're whatever."
Right.
It's like, they know that France is going to sue them from giving that gift to the United States.
It's like United States, come on and hang out. That's not our slogan. That's not what we say.
USA is A-OK. Okay. I mean, I do agree with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's picture number 1. Picture number 2 is
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of Jesus Christ,
that actually goes kind of hard. That's pretty cool.
This is pretty gnarly, dude.
This picture would be a killer tattoo, and it's again embossed on a gold bar, and it's
is that Moses beating the shit out of his worshipers or whatever?
That's Macho Man Randy Savage throwing a book down on people.
Yeah, it looked okay. Yeah, it's definitely like fucking Moses holding the 10 Commandments, but he looks like he's about to like pile drive the fucking Ten Commandments down onto everybody's face.
Yeah,
dude, it looks like in the national, like National Treasure with Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
This is the amulet he's got to push into the mummy's forehead to kill it. Like it's intense.
Yeah. Can we acknowledge that, like, Moses, like there's a guy like at his feet that it looks like. Can we zoom in on the guy, because he doesn't look like a guy as much as he looks like a goblin. The one to the right of
this guy.
Moses. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
kind of look like he's got a big ear.
And this guy is as far as I can zoom in.
Almost.
Yeah,
it's like this person is a formless beast man.
Yeah, and so it's like Moses is about to use Commandment 7 and just fucking crack him in the head. There's thunder and lightning going on in the background.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Is this from the Bible, or is this a Metallica album? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
But it is gold, and it's wrapped not only in a
it looks like a Metallica re-release.
Yeah. They like do an emboss thing just to be like, no, it's new. We sued a bunch of teenagers and now we have a bunch more money. And it's also, I should say, it's covered. It's in a plastic wrap too, so that's how you know it's from the Walmart used section or clearance. Anyway, picture number 3 was the same picture. No. Picture 2, picture 3.
Are these like front and back?
Sorry, picture 2 and 3 are the same. They just wanted you to double up on the Moses.
On the Moses.
And picture number 4,
they were real serious about that.
They were just like, no, we're for real. You should take a look.
You saw Moses beating up those poor people, right?
And the image number 4 is the 10 Commandments. 1 through 10, they're listed there.
This is the lyrics to the album. Yeah.
It's a songbook.
The vinyl track list.
Yeah. And then image number 5 is yet another gold bar, just so sideways, almost impossible to read. Cannot tell if that's English.
I don't think it is.
No, it's just the 10 Commandments again, and then just
this is the back of the card.
Yeah.
It's like a serial number. Post that on the great.
You're right. It does have a serial number. You're absolutely right. It's all threes is what it looks like.
The picture, there's like a half picture above it.
There is a half picture.
Like, that's different too.
There's some hummingbirds. Anyway, so it's clear that we've got some gold bars. I
think that last picture was of Jesus, actually.
You think the last picture was Jesus?
That top is that Jesus?
Oh yeah.
We got a cross coming in here,
dude, and who could forget the hummingbirds from the Bible that were hanging?
Yeah, absolutely. They're hanging around. You know, they're waiting for
this guy is metal as fuck, dude.
Yeah, this guy's got a big beard. We know that for sure. Big beard. And then in all caps, minus the word I, it begins as lowercase I, all caps. I sell gold-clad bars with religious symbols and patriotic symbols.
Oh man, I wonder who this guy voted for.
It's a mystery.
I'm gonna go. I mean, honestly, I think that he's outside the system. You know, I think this guy. I don't know if
he's not allowed to vote.
Well, I think he isn't really. I think that he doesn't think that any of the people who have previously been officially in charge have been in charge, including the people that would lean in that direction.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
Like, I think that he's, he knows there's some more going on. You know, both cosmically.
He hates big business and government. That's why he's doing this. He's like, we need to go back to the barter system where you give out gold for goods.
We absolutely do, and Metallica albums for just for cred. Really
trading Metallica albums, but like Saint Anger's not worth anything. I like some songs off that, but people hate that album. I
think there was a single on there that I liked. I'm not like I don't really know Metallica super well, so if you were to play one, I'd be like, oh yeah, that is Metallica. So
you guys are going hard.
If we're bartering in the apocalypse, I'm gonna be. I'm going to be a little more partial to like a first pressing of a Fall Out Boy than of a Metallica, but dude, that doesn't mean that's
good though too.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're all right. I mean, I think people will be mad at me for that being a slightly higher gold value. I think people will be mad at me in the apocalypse for that. But I'd be like, well, I don't know. Grand Theft Autumn is on here.
Yeah, you're all kicked out of camp or whatever. Like, make you live with the zombies because you like Fall Out Boy.
Hey man, listen. I'm sorry. Your collection includes the first pressing of Fall Out Boy and a later edition of a Dashboard Confessional, like a 2007 release of a Dashboard Confessional album.
Yeah, like
get out of here, dude.
This gold plate.
Get out of here with your hot topic ideals.
Yeah. It's like this gold plate just says the song from Spider-Man 2 that Dashboard did.
Oh man, I love that. Love Spider-Man 2 so much.
Dude,
Okay.
it's so fucking good.
And then the post continues. You buy the bars for $10 and you can sell them for $15 to $20. That's nice. $100 can put you in business. And then it's ended. And then the whole thing ends with Larry, just Larry.
Oh,
just,
dude, Larry.
Just Larry. There he is.
Damn.
I don't know those still
Living
people
like
named
Larry.
Yeah. living like
Larry.
You're living like a Larry, my God.
And then the compensation does say you keep any money over $10 a bar, earn as much as you want. And that's the end of the post. That's it.
This is very spread the word. I mean, I would love to have just a bag of these fucking things and then just go to eat somewhere and just pay with them. You know, because you're going to argue with a guy who puts down a 10 Commandments gold bar to pay for like a BLT.
Well, I do think for BLT, hold the mayo or light on the mayo. Thank you. I do think that people use this to tip. You know, I do think that in many real actual world scenarios, people don't use these as legal tender, but I bet you a buck or two that somebody has left this at a local, Denny's or, in the South of Waffle House. They've just slid it across the thing and say, well, this is for you because, there's a lot more in it for you than just a tip. Okay. There's a salvation on the other side of this. This bar I bought for, $15 to $20. So,
yeah. I mean,
dude,
to be a fly on the wall for how many swap meets these things have passed through.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just,
Anyway. So yeah, I'm going to look, I'm obviously no, this is no. I would like to view Larry from afar. I don't want to meet him.
I definitely wouldn't want to view Larry up close. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in stabbing distance of Larry.
Or kidnapping distance.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying if I'm at a Walmart parking lot and somebody's like, hey, that's Jerry. I mean, or Jerry, but Larry. That's Larry. I would pay $15 to $20 for that just to know, so I can avoid him. Right. So I'm gonna say fuck this place, and I would pay money to stay away from Larry for some time.
Yeah, no,
but I would want Larry on my side in the apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know if he's like the survivor type though, like Ernest P. Worrell was from the Gold Rush. Like,
sure.
Like he just seemed like I was gonna say. I think Larry's got a lot of small dogs in his house. A lot of small dogs.
Yeah, and they're all his wives. But he says that he says he hates it. But when it's time to sit down and watch the news, like they all snuggle up to Larry, and he doesn't mind. He doesn't protest.
And he talks about his dogs like they're his relationship. He's like, oh, Bits, he's mad at me. And you're like, what? The dog's mad? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm late today because Andrea just wouldn't get off the couch, wouldn't let me out.
Oh man, oh God, and Ruth is just shitting all over. Sick again.
Ruth.
His dog Ruth.
They're all old mutts. Grandma names.
Yeah, they're all mutts. But no, I think I don't want to work with this guy. And on a side note, I wouldn't be surprised if his house smelled like shit.
Okay, yeah. Noah?
I do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I do it.
Yeah.
I do it for sure. I think,
why not? Yeah.
I think Larry's listen, he's very clearly been like, yep, this is what it's religious symbols, patriotic symbols. You buy him. He's told you the whole process of how this would work. You get to keep whatever. Also, I think it depends on the attitude of how you approach selling these. If you do it with the aggressive all caps way that Larry's doing it,
sure,
people wouldn't vibe with that. But if I walk up to you with a gold bar with the 10 Commandments and I go, "It's pretty fucking weird, right? You want to buy one of these?" I think I'd make a killing.
Yeah, you could go to like some fish concerts or something. Yeah,
that's a good point, Noah.
Yeah, I just go up to someone and be like, "Listen, isn't this weird?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, it's kind of weird." I'd be like, "You want it?" And then it's just a cool thing that you have. I know plenty of my friends who are like, oh, I'd buy something just because it's weird. Be like, oh, I have this. You know what I mean?
A solid point. And I will say again, that Moses picture
fucking
does rules.
Hard. It does go hard, dude.
You tell me there's not some frat guy that next to his Budweiser poster wouldn't want this bad boy just hanging right there and be like,
yeah, you're absolutely right.
This really brings the room together.
Mounted on the wall.
That's a fair point.
Big ass frame around it, so it just feels like it's bigger than it really is, even though it's like an inch by 2 inches.
I just buy a ton of them and just let them fall out of my pockets in random places and let people like pick it up to be like, oh, sir, you dropped your what the hell? And then I just look at them crying and they never see me again.
And then you say $15 to $20 a bar. And then you walk away. All right. Well, so yeah, not entirely fuck this place. Maybe have a good time. Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm going to protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. If we're like this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side.
Noah, what is the first job you ever had?
My first job I ever had was I was a martial arts instructor at the studio I trained at.
Oh, fuck
nice.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
First job I ever had.
Dude, tell me you were 8 years old.
I was close. I was 6.5. No. I think when I started working there, I was like 16. Something like that. Around 16.
How long had you been fucking beating the shit out of people before then?
Yeah.
Not a lot. I was getting the shit beat out of me a lot.
Okay, yeah, and they're like, "Well, this guy needs to get. We need to give this guy a job.
Get him out of the ring. Jesus Christ! Yeah, give him something to do.
Like, come on, let him show people, and then he can learn and watch what they go through.
Or just let him get choked by the kids. You know, hey, the guy, kids, I'm going to show you a chokehold. I've been in him 1,000 fucking times. And you're gonna do it to me. It's okay if I pass out. It's no big deal. I've done it a bunch. Let's go.
You're like, go to my buddy over there. He can tell you how to get out of it because I still haven't figured that out.
Yeah. So what you don't want to do is, and then you just pass out.
Now, when you start to see black and white, that's when you know they've really got that sunk in there deep. Give them a high five. Feel your arms.
You'll start to hear a gurgling coming from me. Please.
That's blood. That's mostly blood.
Okay. So how long had you been practicing martial arts? What kind of martial arts were you into? What were you doing?
I was Taekwondo, and I started in 3rd grade. So I had already had like a long time of experience. I was already a black belt by this point.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And, at that point, when you start going for your black belt, you start, assisting with classes, that kind of stuff,
for free.
helping the instructor, help coach, help coach, that kind of stuff. And then it was like, oh, well, if I'm looking to get a job, I'll do this. And my instructor hired me, and I started, running classes, all age ranges, like kids all the way to adults, which sometimes could be, I'm a kid and I'm telling an adult, I'm like, pick up the pace. And they're like, you're 3 feet tall. What's going on?
Like, yeah, but I can kick your ass. I'm a black belt. So
I don't want to say I've got authority, but I'm on the payroll. So they're like, okay.
So I guess it was kind of a natural progression then. Like they were just like, do you want to teach classes now? Because you've already been teaching.
Yeah, because I showed that I already I had some skill in it. I wasn't the most flexible martial artist or like the most intimidating, but I did my job well and I worked well with people, and I was a goof. I think that was part of it too, is that, because martial arts can be a very serious, like intense thing, having that brevity, especially working with like younger kids who are like, who learned how to walk 2w years ago and now you're teaching them a rear naked choke. There has to be like a bridge the gap. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Yeah. I'll agree with that. They're like kids that just learned all things. They're
like, how you're still counting with plastic coins and stuff like that? Well, if you hit a guy right here, he'll lose his vision. So, balance both of these important things.
Yeah, they're both good things to learn. So please retain them.
Yeah.
No,
That's
so
nice.
What do you get? How do you get paid as a martial arts instructor? Is it by the class or is it by an hour? Like what?
Or is it by the kick?
It's by the blood token that they bring back after they've made a successful kill.
Nice.
No, it's it would just be like most times it's just like the hourly of like how long I'm there, because I wouldn't just teach one class. I'd be there all day teaching, and then most of the time us black belts, we would have our classes at the end of the day, so I'd clock out and then I would train. So I'm there anyway, so a lot of times I would just like come straight from school. I would teach once I got off of school.
Yeah.
And then once I was done with work, it was my turn to train. Cause
Got it.
you know, for the most time I was there a long time anyway. Cause you know, like just helping out, you know,
well, if you're going to become a black belt, you're going to have to hang around, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not like a quick after school activity. You gotta some blood, sweat and tears to go into that.
Yeah. That's Noah. He's a part-time black belt.
He's around. He's around. So we figured we'd give him one.
I'm by the juice bowl and I'm like, only on weekends. Anyway.
How do we get a juice bar in here? Let's say packs a punch. So it's like from 3:30 to like 6 you're doing or 3:30 to 5 or something, you're doing the training.
3:30 to like maybe like 7:30 maybe, and then
right. That's a while. And then you transition to your training, right? And they're like, no dinner until you're finished.
yeah
got it.
It was you know, from like just helping, assisting and stuff, and then actually like running stuff, it's obviously like a big jump, because like, you know, some of it was like when you're assisting at first, it's like I'm just holding pads. The main instructors tell me to go over here, I'm here to, you know, to act as just like, you know, a person for someone to like, you know, hold a pad or watch them do that. You can correct this one thing, but then when you actually start instructing, it's like a lot more like floor management and that kind of stuff, where it's like, and that's the tough, is all the parents are watching you and they're like, they better have fun. And I'm like, well, now I have to make sure that their fun is enough fun for you to see.
They have to, it's got to be very visual how much they're enjoying things. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like turn and face the gallery, smile, and turn back and kick me right in the chest. So well, I mean, I guess what were the biggest challenges? I would imagine parent management, in addition to floor management, is a big deal. Yeah.
I mean, the parent, like, I guess the benefit was that since I was goofier and like I was a little more lighthearted, like, I don't know. I don't think I didn't get away with more, but I think it was easier for me to approach them.
Sure. Like every time you start walking up, they're like, look at this joker.
Yeah. And then I do a fake trip and fall and I'm like, I'm so wacky. Anyway, your kid's failing 9 of these times. No.
But your bow tie spins as you say it.
Yeah. I squirt him with a little water flower and I'm like, anyway, his arm's broken, but don't worry. No, I think, you know, the big part of it is, you know, a lot of times kids will go into it. A lot of the times kids start martial arts because they don't have good behavior. Sure. They're there for the discipline of it. So a lot of times you're not working with the most like, you know, attentive students.
Sure.
So, you know, especially when you're in charge of the whole group of them. And then also the people assisting you're in charge of them as well. A lot of it is just like trying to have eyes in all places at once, which is impossible, but you know,
roving.
It would just get the overwhelmingness of it would get from I'm a pretty anxious person too, so sometimes that would be like the thing that would get me worked up.
If you have two kids that have a problem with each other and they get in a fight, do you just break them up or do you beat both their asses?
What we do is we both give them a stick and we're like, well, whoever wins this can stay in the class.
Ooh,
and then
nice.
The other one, no. No, I mean, we would never have like, I don't know. Kids would never like get mad at each other.
Okay.
It would just be like,
well, they get mad at God.
and then I would hand them the Moses piece of gold and I'd be like,
yeah.
You're going to need to learn
this. Is important.
Yeah. And you're like, fake out and you slap them with it and then you're in a fight with them.
They just got imprints.
Never trust someone with a gold bar.
No, it was mostly just like, I mean, it's especially like, you know, working with kids, it's a lot more of like the coordination. So they would get like frustrated or things like that. So not dealing with them like being like mad at other kids. Because also the thing too is like when you work with students who are like already like not in the best behavior, it's also like outside of stuff cool. Like you're asking about grades and stuff like that. And so
you get the kind of kids who are their lives and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, this is kind of dumb. And I'm like, listen, I know I'm like 5 years older than you, but here's some real life advice. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. You're like, in the next 5 years, though, you can be like finger banging chicks, probably smoking cigarettes and stuff. It's a big 5 years coming up, so you better listen to me. All right, I got it.
Yeah, listen. Here's the thing: is like I'm going to give you some real advice. In the next couple of years, you're going to get really sad for no reason.
Yeah.
So keep up with that homework.
And everyone's going to be like,
you should. Anyway.
Yeah. And everyone's gonna be like, you should be having a good time. You're a teen, you know?
Yeah.
So drugs are gonna be the only answer. Really. That's all you got. Not karate. Anyway, hope the rest of class goes okay. I am off to do some LSD.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Just do cartwheels or whatever for the rest of the hour.
Yeah. I know you kids are doing great. I'm gonna go ahead and clock out. I'm gonna have someone beat me up, which is the best way to end a tough work shift. I'm gonna have much more grown men choke me out, which I can really de-stress from this situation.
And then I'm gonna go
the situation you walk into. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I'll say then I'm gonna go get a sandwich at the Subway, which is always next to a karate shop. I don't know why. There's always a Subway next to those.
Yeah. Or a Five Guys. No. What's the other sub place?
We had an In-N-Out.
Quiznos. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, In-N-Out. Damn, dude. Pretty premium.
Fucking ritzy, man. Fucking
what can I
karate
say?
shop
Top
in
tier.
fucking the Hamptons.
Yeah. Getting those fries nice and hot back in the studio. Short walk.
Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wow. So like I understand it's a job that's easy to get into, but also how do you it was after school and like summers, or I mean, like how long did you do it?
I taught all the way up until I moved out to LA. So like like for 4 or so years after that. I mean, Jesus. Before I moved out to do like, acting and stand up, martial arts was like my whole life. So I was there anyway. I loved teaching, I got a lot out of it. So that was really like, I didn't get my first like day job until I moved out to California. Right. Before then I worked at the studio because it was my passion anyway. So I was like, well, now I'm just making money teaching, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I moved out here, and life was a little
life was like,
fun. Hey, what's up, kid?
Have you ever had to use your martial arts to like beat anybody up?
No. One, I think it's because I'm so meek that people don't feel threatened by me anyway. But also, like a lot of times when people find out I did martial arts, that's enough for them to be like, oh, okay. Like they're luckily that's it's like when a horny toad spits blood out of its eye. It's like I think we're okay. We don't got.
I didn't know that did that, but that's fucking tight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, horny toad spits blood out of its eyes.
Yeah, the little
you stole my idea.
Yeah, if they feel threatened, they just squirt their own blood out of their eye. They're like, if I'm going to lose blood, it's on my terms. So,
and so tight.
And in the animal world, it's just like, oh shit, this guy's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
Like he's like that. You guys ever seen Bugs Life where they have that crazy fucking grasshopper that's just like a psycho grasshopper? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's just one of those.
I was saying, remember, or in like Hey Arnold. Remember when Hey Arnold, when he was going to get in a fist fight, so he started hitting himself in the face with a trash can lid to scare the other guy.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked, but also Arnold was still beat up at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Well,
I got a black eye.
I was doing theater in high school too, and I had braces, and so most people were like, we could beat you up anyway, and I'm like, let's just roll with that. Yeah, and then you don't have to start this.
Let's all keep that assumption, and I don't have to break your nose.
Dude, that's tight. But, you're like Batman, bro.
Or like, the real like truth of like, people say about martial arts. It's like, you just don't use it unless you have to. And otherwise it's just a good time.
That's the real thing of it too. I mean, especially once you get to like a black belt level, they start to teach you more of like the, gun defense, knife defense and that kind of stuff. And the first rule of all of it is like, never do this. Never do this stuff. Like the first thing they taught us when we were learning all that stuff is like, if someone pulls a gun on you, give them whatever they want. Like give them if they ask for their wallet, go for it. Like you're gonna fight a guy with a gun, and they're like, if you think you're gonna die, do this stuff.
Yeah. If you think that they are clearly interested in shooting you, no matter what.
So that was
the
thing is like, I guess that's the thing is like, people have that assumption of like, oh, people who do martial arts, like they want to get in a fight. It's like we were taught from day one and all the time that like you should never have to use any of this stuff.
Sure, like, but there were some guys there that wanted to get into fights, weren't there? Now they may not have made it to black belt, right? But I'm imagining in some of those classes there were a couple of kids that were like, I would like to get into a fight.
The guys who like when you spar are like a little too jazzed to be hitting other people. Yeah. I mean that always happens. I mean, because then you would have the people who are like, who like to beat on people.
Yeah, that's
and
different.
Then we would
there's people like to fight, and there's people like to beat on people.
Right.
And then the nice part is like we had a bunch of black belts that were like all of varying age. And so if we had some guy who was like just being a real dickhead, he would just fight the black belt his age,
and then he'd figure out,
and he'd just get figured out real quick how life works.
Yeah, there's people who are better than you at this, and you could train really hard, but you can't just use, for instance, the leverage of your size at all times.
Yeah, because that's the whole, like, we're here to just teach. It's a lot of more of it is like the life skills of just like growing and working hard and all that stuff. And you know, a lot of people come in, they're like, I'm just going to learn how to beat people up. Well, it's like, okay, well, there's someone here better than that, than you.
Right.
Yeah. So you're not going to beat that person up. You know, you say people, but there's only certain people you're going to be able to beat up, and that's idiots like me.
Okay. Okay. No. So that was your first job ever. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
My worst job was, I think, Starbucks.
Ooh.
I worked there for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this feels like Disneyland with all the rules that are here. Like, you have to do this thing. You have to, like, just all the rules, regulations. It just, it doesn't feel like the coffee.
Right.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like
brown. It's brown water, you know, that people have an allegiance to.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I'm meeting everyone before they've had their coffee. Like, that's how I'm meeting every interaction is people who have not had coffee yet.
Right.
And they suck. And I was doing it like right on like Vine, I think. Like, yeah. So it was not, you know, I would deal with insane people. And I would also deal with people that are like, the worst thing is like when you have
like
regulars
the most powerful hobos.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Those are like magically powered hobos.
The Hollywood hobos.
Yeah.
The Hollywood hobos
just
are unstoppable.
lift the glass walls off. And they're like, I just want to come inside. And it's like, you didn't even sweat when you did that. What the hell's going on? But like, I would also get people who are regulars, but it's my first shift. And they would say the regular for me. And I'm like, I've never seen you in my life. And they're like, are you an idiot? And I'm like, what's happening?
Have you ever seen me? You know, I've never seen you. Do you have have you existed in a reality where I've been here before? Is this like a multiverse thing?
Yeah. You think part of my training is going, all right, here's all the health and safety stuff. Also, here's Greg. This is what he gets every day. You'll need this more than anything. Like,
correct.
No.
Yeah.
It was a lot of trial by fire stuff. And I worked there for a month. And as soon as I finished up my training, I was like, I'm going to go do something else.
Anything else?
Yeah. Literally anything else.
Yeah. I
so
imagine,
that was probably the worst one.
Yeah. Starbucks is pretty much one of the worst jobs, just period.
It's gotta be.
It's just because the amount of bullshit you get thrown into and being a barista is awful. Like, okay. I when I heard you said that, I looked this up because I've been wanting to say this on the pod for a long time.
Oh,
I've
saved
from when I was a line cook. This is just outside of a barista at the coffee shop I was working at the time. I don't want to say the name fully, but I had a customer whose name was Shag Hayeg.
Okay.
So when I hear people complain about like the barista never gets my name right, it's just like, your name sucks. Shut up. Shut up. There's no barista out there that's fucking up John. There's no barista out there that's fucking up Taylor. Right?
Yeah.
People underestimate every little thing about their experience when they're working with a barista at
oh yeah, that's like, sorry, I'm not focused on spelling your name right when there's 40 people in front of you who want to punch me in the throat because I didn't put a little sprinkle of sugar in their thing.
Exactly.
In their thing, because that's what it is. It's not coffee. It's a sugar in their thing.
Yeah, it's a sugar in your thing, and it has taste.
I think one of the other reasons that Starbucks is such a terrible job is because of the false pretense of respect that you think you're going to have for yourself, or maybe even get when you start. Right? Like if you were like, I'm gonna clean toilets. It's cleaning toilets, straightforward. We know what's going on. And that's it. You actually don't have to talk to anybody, but you're going to end up in some actual shit, right? That's just the way it is, right? But Starbucks, you can end up cleaning up shit there too, right? We've covered this on the podcast, but like you think like, oh, maybe I'm going to be like a barista, like I will gain the skill of barista and maybe I'll get like, because the three of us are slightly respectable people. You know, I'm not going to say we're all the way, but like when you or I go
we're
into
getting there, we're working on it.
We've been working for years,
day by day.
You go into a coffee shop and you're like, I'm nice enough to the people in front of me. I ask them questions. I get answers. I order something. I wait. I get it. If it's wrong, I say something maybe or not. I just fucking move on because who gives a shit? And you're like, well, how many people can be not like that? And the answer is most of them. Right? Most of them aren't like that. They're just.
I think the shitty part too, especially like barista, but also I was a busser for a while. It's like, Starbucks, McDonald's, even like, because their whole marketed thing is like, oh, it's easy. Like it's easy to go get your food, easy to get your drink. People come in with the expectation that it should be quick and not a problem.
Seamless.
Right. So when there is a problem, they're not as forgiving as like, like if something seems complicated, like if you get your car fixed, like sometimes people are more forgiving for that because they're like, oh, it's complicated shit. But then if it's like, oh, this is supposed to be the fastest, easiest coffee, why is it complicated? And I'm like, you fucking stand back here and operate this submarine.
It is kind of like everyone's in a submarine,
right?
In a coffee shop, it's very close quarters.
Yeah,
a lot of machinery that I don't know what most of it does.
Steam coming out of weird which ways. Yeah.
And you're like, can I sit down? And they're like, shut up. And you're like, okay, all right,
call you a scallywag or whatever. I feel like at McDonald's it would be just as bad, dude. Because I also feel like, I don't know this, I'm not basing it on anything, but doesn't it feel like at McDonald's there's a gun under the register? Like, doesn't it feel like, and like everything else, there was like maybe a day of training on that gun.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like they were just like, well, you see movies, right? Grab it, pull the trigger. That's it. Just don't yell out anything weird like gone when you pull the trigger, like something that's creepy later on.
There's gotta be, especially in LA, there's gotta be some like that, because you can't give the same corporate training everywhere. Like in Missouri, they're going to be like, here's McDonald's training. Whereas in LA, McDonald's are going to be like, all right, can we pull you aside for a second? Listen, you're going to see some shit you've never seen before.
In your fucking life, dude.
You better
never seen on the fucking street.
Yeah.
So let alone in the businesses where people go crazy.
Yeah. This motherfucker's going to try to pay with his own gold tooth. We don't take that. We don't take that here. You can't give French fries out for that.
He's going to ask for the manager by name. He'll be right. We don't know how he figured it out. Don't crumble.
But Cody is not coming out of his office.
He's not. We change the restroom code every 4 hours. He figures it out. I don't know how. I don't know how.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Starbucks and I bet McDonald's feel a lot like community theater, where it's like there's someone who's 7 playing an 80-year-old, and you're like, I just have to believe this. Like the manager is like 15, and you're like, and this is a thriving company.
And it was because the manager's 15. It's because they're the only person willing to do it.
Right.
Everybody else who's smart enough has been there. Is like, oh no, I'll never do that. Are you kidding?
I'm always blown away by how often the employees' shirts don't fit them.
Yeah.
It's like it's like this tiny little Mexican lady. She's wearing gigantic shirt that she's got all the way tucked into her pants and stuff. It's like, lady, that's an XL on a man. What are you doing? You're 4'11", maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's just because, again, you're like, this is it blows my mind. Cause like you're like an industry leading corporation, like you're the gold standard of coffee. Or like fast food coffee. And I do. It's because it's a knife's edge. Everything's running on a knife's edge. They're just, if they throw enough coffee cups and enough bean grounds and enough of those fucking pumps and enough random teens into a Starbucks, eventually coffee comes out. That's just the hope. Yeah. They just throw, and that it speaks to the margins that they're making. If they can afford, to just have pure chaos all day, every day, in these locations, then they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah. And fighting off homeless people. And weirdly on the front lines of COVID, McDonald's employees never get the day off. They were just always there for all of it. I used to do a bit on stage about how there was a policy I read it at McDonald's back home about what they would do if someone alerted them that they were being kidnapped or they were being in danger. And there's like a whole process because McDonald's is like supposed to be a place that's like safe or whatever. They have a whole process that they have to learn. I was like, This motherfucker has braces. You're asking, this motherfucker has homework tonight, and you're asking him to save this woman whose boyfriend kidnapped her.
Yeah. You're asking for this like teen that forgot his gym clothes.
Yeah.
To do espionage.
Yeah, dude. And he's got to save these people. Like, it blows me away what we ask of our. I'm never mean. I mean, I'll be mean to baristas because I've been to a barista, and not just off top, but going. You can, you know when there's some bullshit. You're like, all right, I know you got a hard job, but you're being a dick right now. And so like, but McDonald's employees, just because, like, I always try to be nice, no matter how
they barely got the burger out, man.
Yeah, dude, man. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, I mean, that burger's got to be atrocious for me.
Yeah, my mind is fucking blown when people, and it just seems to be mostly boomers or whatever. They're just like, well, I asked for cheese and it wasn't on there. Like, get out! You're in a fucking war zone, bro. Like, you are in a war zone with no helmet. Your head is about to come the fuck off. Get out of here.
Dude, I will say, though, to your point, Chase, this is the one time I think I posted on Instagram a while back, but it was like they did put the cheese on my burger on the outside of the burger. So that was one time where I was like, all right, come on, dude, just flip the bread over. I didn't have to,
but I'd tip them. I'd be like, all right, checkmate. Okay.
You did it. Right. Well, so no, about this Starbucks. Was anything, I mean, aside from it just being generally miserable, was there anything specific that was like, I don't think I'm going to stay here, like, aside from the Gregs of the world? How were the, also, I have another question. Carry on.
It was just small. It was a smaller, like, I won't say specifically what location, but it was just like a smaller one. And it just felt very like tight. I don't know. It's one of those things where like, and I figured that out when I worked like as a busser too. It's like, I just fucking hate a job where you're not human to them.
Yes.
You're just the meat they have to communicate with to get what they want.
Correct. Yeah.
And they're like, it's frustrating. I have to do this. Like, I think there's, I think
like, it is frustrating that you have to do this. Guess what I'm doing?
Yeah. They're like, I can't believe this is taking so long. And I'm like, I'm just as pissed that you're in here this long too. Like,
I also don't want to see you anymore.
I'm not thrilled you're standing by me, but here we are. How are we gonna save this sinking ship? Now, it was just like, people are just rude, and it wasn't like, it was always busy. Like, you would never finish a shift and go, man, that was cool. Like, ever.
No fucking way, dude.
Right.
No, and I just finished my training too, and I was like, I can't.
Training was a month?
It was like training and then like the beginning shifts.
Like shadows or whatever.
Shadows, that kind of stuff. And then they were like, all right, we're going to have you start doing this on your own. And I was like, I don't think that's good for either of us. So I'm going to go.
What time shifts start? What time does shift start at that place?
I mean, you could start anywhere like 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
To like,
I'll say that I feel like that's relatively late for a Starbucks. I feel like Starbucks employees, they're like they don't
fucking close.
The back. Yeah. They make them go so fucking early.
Yeah, and it was a lot of like, I was just kind of like, they're like, we'll figure it out as you go, which for some stuff works. You know what I mean? There's some stuff where it's like, it's on the job training where I was like, there's machines in here I don't even know how to turn on. And I have to operate it smoothly. Like I don't, I'm also not like an avid coffee drinker. So I don't know anything.
You're not down with the beans.
Yeah, I don't get it. So when people are like, and also, man, people, like, I'll say this in defense of baristas. People don't know how to talk when they come in and they say what they want. People don't know what they want. They never know what they want.
Yeah, it is very strange.
Every person who came in was like, I just like a black coffee. I wanted to kiss them as hard as I could.
Sure.
I'd be like, thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being the way that you are.
Yeah, but those are the Lone Rangers, aren't they? I mean, if you're walking into Starbucks for a black coffee, like you should have just gone to a fucking gas station.
Yeah, dude, those are the umbrellas in summer. You just pass through and you're like, that was nice for a second. Well, I'm still pretty sunburnt right now.
Yeah, leave it to a redhead to cite an umbrella in summer as a good thing. But also I can relate because I already had skin cancer. I'm 35 and I've already got it once. Yeah, dude. You can't probably see it, but
he had it on the pod. Yeah. It was a great episode. Yeah,
they had to cut it out of my face already. So
Oh damn!
And then they told me to keep it moist.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I did have to keep it moist.
Remember they told you like keep it moist. That's so fucking weird. I remember. I think about it sometimes when I'm thinking if I'm talking. Like I'm just like, man, and they told Chase he had to keep his like weird spot moist.
That's wild. Okay, so then I guess we always ask 3 questions to kind of make sure we cover the bases on things before we kind of close the podcast out. Noah, question number 1 for this bad job is when were you done and how did you quit? So I guess like when in this 1 month period did you realize like I can't? There's no fucking way. Was it right away? Was it first? Like was there a moment?
It was like a couple days after training was done, after I had already been trained and I was like on the floor doing stuff. I was like, this isn't going to be me.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like, I don't have the care enough to figure all this out.
Yeah. I just don't care enough.
I don't plan on here being long enough for this to register with me.
Yeah. And it's easy to see mentally where that curve is. Cause it is like probably a month and a half, for it to really get into the full on groove of it.
Yeah, they left me alone with the toys, and I was like, I don't want to play with these.
Got it. Okay. Got it. And how did you quit? You just like not show up one day, or did you tell them?
No, I gave them like a 2-week thing. I'm too scared to quit on the spot. Yeah. I'm so terrified.
2 weeks into you were 2 weeks in. You're like, I have 2 weeks out. Okay, guys. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay.
Oh, you know what's crazy is I'm also 2 weeks out, right?
Your first 2 weeks, and I was like halfway, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Just think about that for a while, okay? Just halfway on what? Where am I? I don't know. But I might be gone in 2 weeks.
Don't worry about remembering my name. You won't need it for long.
That's okay. Yeah. So you gave him 2 weeks, and you served it like a fucking World War II soldier in the trench, just dodging bullets, and then you clocked out.
Yeah, and I was out of there.
Got it. Then question number 2 is what would you say is one good thing you took from that bad job? 30 days. 30 days in the line of fire.
Yeah, that's like a fucking investigation discovery show. Sometimes jobs will give you free food, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one thing to learn. That's good. Yeah. You get some.
If you work really hard all day and get yelled at, you can get a big iced tea.
Yeah. Sometimes you work all day, get yelled at, almost cry. You can steal some food.
You can have a
cake
pop.
You're like, man, I guess this iced tea is pretty big, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like Starbucks isn't even the biggest place. Like it's not even the biggest iced tea. You could get there's bigger places with McDonald's. It's bigger iced tea.
Yeah,
I would guess.
Yeah. McDonald's will give it to you. They'll back a truck up. You want to drink this out of the bed.
Their staff could save you in an emergency. So it's like,
they're like an embassy.
Yeah. Their staff. Everyone on their staff is required to keep a razor under their tongue at all times, just in case something goes off.
And a cyanide pill. In case they need to go down.
Yeah, they're like, hey, what's the sauce in the Big Mac? They're like.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone starts shouting about those Rick and Morty sauces. It's just like they just bite down real hard and they all go out.
They're out. They're done. They're done. The thing is that pill activates in all their mouths. Only one of them's got to bite down. They all die. No one's here to answer questions. Yeah. It's over.
That's correct. Yeah, if the cheese is on top of the sandwich, they're all going down soon. As soon as you go back to that counter.
I'm the only one left telling that story. That's it.
No witnesses. Oh man, what a blood oath. Okay, well then, so yeah, sometimes you get free food. if you just fucking scrap. Yeah. And was it a part of their policy to give you free food or a free drink?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You get you get a discount anyway, but like for a certain amount of time that you work, like you're allowed a free food and a free drink. Like,
because any business that has a perishable thing like food, that doesn't give that out to their employees for free is the greatest monster of all time. Like,
right. Oh yeah. They'd be like, this looks nice, right? Can't have it.
It's like, that's such fucking, there's a million fucking of these things in the back. And you tell me I can't have one of them. It's the primary benefit. It's a benefit greater than minimum wage.
Right.
is a fucking sandwich.
And it's like nothing. It's just like, you're gonna deny me one of these fucking frozen old ham discs. I can't eat this old egg disc.
I can't afford to survive with this job. You're not going to take away my one meal of the day I don't have to pay for.
Correct.
Right,
Correct.
yeah.
Yes. It's a base misunderstanding of the survival level that anybody who's there is at. So if you don't do it, there's I will say greener pastures. I mean, it's not like a better time, but I'm just saying, if you're working at I don't know, if Burger King doesn't do it, there's other places. Okay. Question number 3, not related to that bad job, is just kind of a general, like, how you doing? We're phase 5 of a pandemic here. How are things going for you? How's your headspace?
Well, it feels like I'm working at a Starbucks again. I am searching for life. No, I'm doing okay. I'm doing the therapies. I'm doing, stuff to keep me busy. Yeah, I'm doing better, I guess, than I was during the first big one.
Okay. Tough road, the first sprint, shall we say?
Oh yeah, because we're locked down for sure, and it was for a lot longer. And then my brain was like, "Hey, here's all this stuff that you've been running away from for a while. Now it's just us." And I'm like, "Great."
I do have a bit of a list to just knock off, if you don't mind.
You look very comfortable right now. I just got some stuff in the back that I thought we could clear out while you're here. But I mean, other than that, stuff is right now, but it's not fully locked down. So, shows are still happening, and that's kind of like, my escape from everything. So I'm glad that stuff's still happening, I guess. Sure. Yeah. But, I'm doing all right. I'm trucking along in the apocalypse. I just got my headphones in and I'm like,
trucking along in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Looking for Larry to either avoid or join forces with.
Yeah. It is like weird how wrong movies got the apocalypse, like the amount of just hanging out we'd be doing.
Yeah.
How we would force to hang out through all of it. Kind of like,
Zoom happy hours.
Yeah. Me and Chase got chicken wings a while back. Like we're just chicken winging through the apocalypse.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking, I mean, because in all the movies, it's like it happens so immediately. Like you're in the middle of like a task. It's like, dude, I can only vacuum my rug so many times before I'm like, it's clean.
We got this. Yeah.
It's clean and there's death coming. Like, what's going on?
The years, like the archaeological like residue of Cheeto dust from the last like 6 years is gone. We're good. We're clear now. What's next? Yeah. Fair. Great. Well, Noah, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
The internet is the only place I like to be found.
It's the internet of things, they say.
Yeah. If you just find me in person, how did you do that?
Please back off.
Please put the gold bars down. Let's talk. Larry. Instagram at Noah Copfer. And I'm on TikTok at Noah Copfer Comedy. I don't post very frequently on there, but I might at some point. So, for a little surprise,
invest now. Invest in the future of Noah right now.
Yeah. And I'm hopefully dropping my album /special on YouTube in the next couple months. Nice. People can follow me on Insta for that. And
we'll drop those links in the show notes so you can do those things. Noah, thank you so much for joining. It was a goddamn hoot.
Oh yeah, this was a fucking blast. Thanks for having me, Chase and Nick. You guys fucking rock.
Yeah, we do rock.
You fucking rock, dude.
All right, well, hanging in the apocalypse. Thanks so much, and fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.